Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tonight we're going to look at type safety and cucumber because there's a cool trick that you probably you might not know, and I'm going to show you this cute cucumber trick. It's we are dealing with Spring Boot, we're dealing with Java, and if you don't know how to set up this project, then watch one of my other videos where we are where I'm showing you how to set it all up with Cucumber, Spring Boot, and Java. So the trick here is that we have some aliens. So inside my project, I have an alien class. I have also some spaceships and a lot of other weird stuff. We are going to focus on the alien this time. The alien right here is an entity. It has an ID, type, full name, weight, run speed, and height. So it's yeah. So those are the properties of the alien right here. We have early on created a test where I create 100 Smurfs and 100 Wookiees. Actually, I create 50 aliens with name Brian and the type Wookiee, for instance, and then I have some Java code here that does that right here. But now we're going to do something else. We're going to use the data table, and then we're going to convert that into an alien. So we're going to say cucumber, and then we'll say alien type safe steps like this. So we're going to create a new class right here, and we are going to delete all of this code right here. So we will just say. Let us just keep one of them, so then I can just take that when these aliens are created, and then aliens are created. And now we're going to use a data table instead of creating all of these aliens programmatically like we did last time. Now we're just going to use the data table. Yes. Data table like this. So we are going to expect that we actually get a data table as the second argument in our cucumber test, and I'll just show how that looks in just a minute. This actually, okay, I'll let me just show it right now. So we'll create a new alien type safe test. So we'll create a new alien type safe test right here. Scenario, create some aliens, and then we delete all of this stuff right here, and then we say when, and then we say these aliens are created. And what we want to do now is, instead of creating them programmatically, then we want to cast the data table into an alien, and that is totally possible. So let's say that we take all of these properties right here, and then I go back to my data table that I'm creating here. You know, with Cucumber you can create data table with headers, and then you can have some rows afterwards if that's what you want. So first we're going to use the names, the field names, as headers right here. So that is the first row in the data table. So let me just take all of these right here. So we have ID, type, and full name now. We also need the weight, and we need the run speed right there, and we need the height, which is right here. I was quite lucky with the pipes right there. It turned out to be fine. Okay, so now I can actually set all of these properties right here. First of all, let's just say -1 because this is the test. So, and the type. Okay, we might have to be a bit careful with the alien type, because this alien type right here can be a Wookiee, Martian, or Ewok. Let us play with Martians tonight. So this is a Martian. Full name, Mike. Weight around 70 kilos, or maybe a bit more. Let us say run speed, maybe 5, and height 190. Okay. So that was one alien. Well, maybe we should just... Okay, let's have another alien. Martian right here. And this will be Ole. And the weight is maybe a bit more here. Ole is slightly overweight, so he also runs a bit slower. and maybe he might also be a bit smaller, shorter. So these aliens are created. So now we have to go and fill out this method right here. These aliens are created. What kind of code could we actually do to convert these into aliens? And there is a very convenient method as list. Look right there. And it takes a class as type, and then we'll actually convert that into a list of the types that we want. So that means we can say alien.class. Alien.class, and that's actually it. So then we say introduce new local variable, list of aliens. And let us declare this locally up here. So we will say private list of aliens. And then we set it right here. Then we can have another step that could be then we want them printed out. So that is what we want to do. So then we say list of aliens. Of course, I could have done that. We could have done that in the same method, of course, but now let us just say for each, and then we say system out print line. So we just send it out to the printer. So we print them out. And maybe we could also run a print out and assert that we have some kind of number. Aliens like this. And then we also need a variable. So that, okay. It's actually okay to begin with. Let us start. We will keep it with this to begin with. So we can always advance to make it more advanced. So then we save them, and then we want them printed out. So we go back to our tests, and then we say then we want them printed out, and then we press play right here, and let us see what actually happens. So do we get any errors, or does it work? Are created. Oh, we got an error right here. You can implement the step with one blah blah. We want them printed out. Pending exception. When these aliens are created. Wait. We need to delete this. Let's just go back. We don't expect a data table for the then step. Let us see what it says now. Step undefined. When these aliens are created. Okay, so the step is undefined. I could not find whatever is in this class right here. We have the alien steps right there. Where are we mentioning the alien steps? Maybe in the glue somewhere. So type safe steps. This should actually be okay. This should be okay. I think I have to rebuild, that's why. So let me just rebuild. So I'll say build. Yes, that is build project. Let's see if we can see the steps now. So we can see them here. And let us just press play again. Yes, so now we had to build. So that was that is I always forget to do that. So now it says can convert data table into blah blah this. So we have to create a transformer, a data type transformer. That is the whole trick. So if we create a method like this, alien transformer that returns alien. Of course, you can name it whatever you want to, and then you need to. The input needs to be a map of strings, and this is I just named this row. And you need to annotate it with add data table type like this. So if you do that, and this method it needs to return an alien, then you take each of the, then check whatever this map is containing, like the IDE, and then you can say how it should be used, because a Cucumber does not know, cannot guess on how to convert these maps, these data tables without a little bit of help, because right here we have a long ID, and then we have a string, we have an integer, we have a big decimal, and then we have another integer. So the long has to be converted like this: long, pass long, and then the strings, of course, they can just be taken directly. The strings that we are getting in, and then the integers need to be passed with integer parsings, and the big decimals has to be taken, like this, with the new big decimal, and then the string. And we also have a parseint in the bottom right here. As soon as you have done that, then you don't have to use data types, then tables. You don't have to use data tables. You can then take the types directly, like list and alien, and then you can just say that you actually have these aliens like this. Another situation is that if you want to use the data table instead, then you can say with data table. If you want to have the input as a data table. Maybe you have some other information along with your alien. I don't like that approach, but let's say that you have that. Then you can actually say that you want to say your list of aliens, data table dot as list, like this. And we need the type right here, alien.class. So then this is actually the same that will happen in this situation where you are taking the data table as an argument instead of the list of aliens. Then you could actually add some extra data inside your data table, and you could go and fetch that extra data if you want to. So you convert it into aliens, and extra. It's okay that there are extra fields there. Those will just be ignored. So let us see how it actually works. So we have this. We have this test right here, so let us try to run it. When these aliens are created, then we want them printed out. Let's see what happens now. No output there. Here we get them printed out. So now we have the aliens right here, and they are created correctly. And let's say that we add some extra field, something, and another thing. So now we have added extra data. Let's see what happens now. And again, we have to remember how to build the project, Control F9 every time we do that, because else the feature file, you have to build it, or else it will not be used by the test if you just run the test like I do. Of course, if you run the test through Maven, then the step defs will be built and compiled before. So now we just had those extra fields right here which are not used. This means that if I now use these aliens are created, then we could go with data table instead, and let's see what that looks like. It should be the exact same, but let's see if it works. Yes, it works. That's really cool. But and if I go down to this method with the aliens are created with data table, then we can now take the data table like this, data table, and then we can say row, and then we get a list of strings if we take the row. So that means that we could take row number 1 or something like that, but we would actually like as maps instead. So we would like a map, and if we just take this map right here, then we will get what will we actually get as map? Then we can say entry set for each, and then we can actually print them out. So then we can say this is an entry set. Then we just do something cool right here. Then we say print out e.getKey. So we print out the key and we print out the value. So let us see what happens now for each. Then we take and print it out. We can also debug it actually. Could also debug it. If we debug it, then we can do something like this, where we set this to a local variable map. Of course, we can also replace this then, because then we can go and then we can look directly into the map that is created from the data table. What I wanted to do was I wanted to, okay, not stop there now, because I have to remember to rebuild every time. Control F9. And let us see again. Debug. There's more than one value per key. Yeah, that is if you want to turn it around, then it's a map. But so let us not do that. Let us. Okay, we can actually have it as row, as list, as row. We can have it as row right here. So that means that we could actually take row number 1 and introduce new local variable, and then we inside this row, then we can say row, and we can get number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's number 5. We'll get number 5, and then we will print out extra field. Yeah, let us do that instead. So let us run again. So now we get the extra field of row number 1. Cannot convert to a map. That is because I need to build again. Control F9. And let us rerun again. Okay, extra field something. Okay, so now we got something out, and that was of course this data right here, something. If I type 1, 2, 3, 4, of course then I will also get 1, 2, 3, 4 out. So that means that if you really want to, then you can actually have a data table. You can create aliens from the first fields, and you could use the other fields for something else. I would recommend you to use multiple steps for something like this, but it is possible. That's just what I want to show right here. It is possible, and it's very easy to use type safety with Cucumber. I'm going to upload this code as usual to my GitHub account. So feel free to look there. And also thank you very much for all of your nice comments. And have a great evening. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.